today. Comic-Con week continues for some reason, and how better to celebrate than with Comic-Con Episode 4 director Morgan Spurlock! Oh, I'm sorry. Somewhere I heard you shout you wanted more?
Yes!
How about Stan the Man Lee? How about that? Plus, we've got the exclusive broadcast premiere of a music video never before seen outside of Comic-Con. You're going to learn what Olivia Munn and I look like as superheroes. Superheroes who are way more awesomer than you.
Then Gadgetron gets its hands on the HTC Vivid, which has incredible resolution, a gig of RAM, and ice cream sandwich capability.
Delicious.
Not Myra likey? We'll find out. We will. And the kids from American Pie are all grown up and getting interviewed by Jessica Chobot. We'll hear from Jason Biggs, Sean William Scott, Eugene Levy, and the rest of the cast of American Reunion.
But now, do you, you feel like getting teased?
I guess Sarah Underwood is here to tease you.
Yes, I am. Hundreds of thousands of Macs have reportedly been infected with a virus that nabs your passwords and personal information. Plus, did Lucasfilm release their own line of condoms? I'll tell you all about it and how to check if your Mac's been infected in the feed.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. The old saber sheath.
Are you going to have some of those? You going to use those condoms?
Yeah, they'll be collectibles forever. They're going to remain in the package for all nerd
You'll never
fans.
be able to use them?
Yeah, not because they want them to be collectibles. It's just.
No, I'm talking about you.
It's hard to find a willing vagina, so it'll just remain sealed.
Plus, we've got videos.
We do. Hey, how about we have like a kind of Eastery around the net?
I like that.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cheer clap. Cheer clap. I said, Candace earlier was trying to make her butt clap. She was trying to make her clap. And I was like, it's more...
It's a snap.
It's a
butt
golf
snap.
clap at best. But it's a very nice, polite golf clap. I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Or you
I'll
said
take it.
jazz snaps, like you're celebrating
It's just a little
slam
snap.
poetry night.
Booty snap.
Very polite. All right, let's kick things off in style, shall we?
Michelle. Kim Smith hasn't released a new album of his
Who?
patented... Oh, for Kim Smith. Who's Kim Smith?
Kim or Kevin?
Will Smith.
Oh, hey!
I totes said Will Smith. I don't know what you heard. But Will Smith hasn't released a new album of his patented disco rap mashup since 2005. But there are still fans of his softcore kitty rap stylings out there. For example, this guy loves getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it.
That bear is adorable.
Yeah, it does that dance every time it eats a Cub Scout. So rethink how adorable that is.
Not so adorable anymore.
I'd still love to see him on a tricycle.
Me too.
Adorable when we keep him in captivity and train him to do human things.
You are such a Debbie. And now, from one bear to another, you are.
That's street talk there. That was really tough.
Tough. What of it?
All right. Easy, Ken Smith.
Oh, Thursday show. But this one wants your business, not your tasty morsels.
Sure. Here's Taxi Dave. Today, he's taking music makers LMFAO for a ride by repurposing their annoyingly catchy party rock anthem. Party rock anthem. He's using it for his own commercial purposes.
Party rockets in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we're gonna make you lose your mind. We wanna see you. Okay. Every day I'm shuffling.
I like his little fast step. Like he pulls one over on you.
I'm glad we cut away before his heart attack. That's all.
You know, nothing says party, like parking your car in a vacant lot behind what appears to be a maximum security prison.
Oh, no, that was not a prison. That's just Sacramento.
Really?
I know, yeah. To Taxi Dave's credit, that video is a lot like partying in Sacramento, by the way. It normally takes place in a parking lot. There's probably some creepy old dude there. All that's missing is the huffing and the unplanned pregnancies, and you got yourself a Sacktown party. Woo!
You ever been there?
I'm from NorCal, yeah, I've been there many times. I've partied in Sacktown.
What do you do there?
Huff paint and get people pregnant. That's what you do.
All right. Sounds like a
Sacktown!
fun place to be.
You can get there through the Delta.
In honor of Easter Sunday, we have resurrected 2 of our favorite holiday-themed videos for Around the Net.
Yes.
Starting off with today's number 3.
Yes, the Easter Bunny works hard, and the Easter Bunny also plays hard. I totally had a dream like that once. It reminds me.
Which rabbit were you?
Oh, no, I was just watching.
Today's number 2 is another Easter classic.
Yes, holidays like Easter are really all about the kids. They're the best. They're like, at least those kids believe that the Easter Bunny is real, right?
But they live in fear,
Yes.
Kevin.
But very well-behaved fear, and that's what's important. You have to keep them in line. Okay. Glad we agree. These days.
Did your parents keep you in line? Did you live in fear?
Oh, constantly, yeah. But they didn't need like a silly suit. My dad was enough.
Did he beat you?
What?
Did you get a spanking if you're bad?
With kindness and love, yes. I have love spankings.
I got the real spankings.
Really?
Yeah, if I was bad.
Well, define bad. Like.
I don't know. I don't even remember what I did. I was an angel. But if on the off chance
So they
I was
slugged an
bad,
angel?
my mom would be like, "You straighten up right now, or we are going in the bathroom." And I'd be like, because in the bathroom she would check under the stalls, make sure nobody was in there, and I have to bend over, and she'd give me a spanking.
So this isn't.
Spank your kids. I'm kidding.
Send all emails to cbailey5 at
kidding!
address. Look, these days, I'm just moving it on. These days, there are a lot of ways to become famous, right? You can try out for American Idol. You can take the YouTube Ghost Pepper Challenge. It's always fun. You can have 8 babies at the same time.
Or if you're 10 years old, you can get some lady to call Quaker Oats and sing the jingle you wrote.
Yeah. This voicemail went viral as an audio clip. We've decided to add some animation just to spice things up.
Hi, Alice. I have a 10-year-old that made a song for Quaker Chewy. And now she did take vocal lessons, and just for the chorus, it's Quake, 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 Quaker Chewies are so delicious. Quake, 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 Quaker Chewies. Come on now, let's go get some. Ooh, my mind is on my Quaker Chewies. Ooh, they have 4 great flavors. It's a great song. When you hear her sing it, she sings it much better than I can. Hope to hear from you. Have a good day.
Oh, so good.
It seems weird at first. It seems a little out of place, right? But
Yeah.
it's a little known fact that most Fortune 500 companies have their jingles written by children who are chained to radiators in basements. It's just something that they do. Yeah.
Wait, even Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat?
Oh, yeah, especially Rice-A-Roni. Yeah. That clang clang, it's not at the trolley. That's the kids trying to escape. It's the handcuffs against the metal of the radiator. Clang, clang. It's delicious, whatever. Still ahead, I get superpowers! Yeah!
We will premiere a never-before-seen music video straight from Comic-Con right after this.
Oh, memories.
In case you hadn't heard, we at Attack of the Show love
Oh
Comic-Con.
my gosh, do we love that con of
We
comics?
love Comic-Con so much.
How much, Candace? Tell them how much we love
So
it.
much
Tell 'em.
that every year we do something special for our panel.
We do.
Like games or exclusive videos.
To that point, glad you raised it. In 2010, we suited up as superheroes for a Comic-Con exclusive music video, a music video that has never been seen outside of the convention.
What?
Until we dug it out of the AOTS vault. Yeah, it's right next to the Disney one. Just watch the thing, it's awesome.
Stop. I've seen enough. Olivia, that outfit's gotta be a lot skimpier. And Kevin, go lift some weights, will you, fella? Oh, boy. Enough said. Excelsior!
Talk to Stan Lee later in the show, but now, listen, if you say a phone is vivid, you'd better deliver.
Do you like what you see? Well, that's because this is the HTC Vivid. With its 4.5-inch screen and 960 by 540 resolution, the Vivid is more than just a name. It's not all looks, though. The Vivid now runs Android's ice cream sandwich with the help of a 1.2 gigahertz processor and 1 gig of RAM. You can snag this beauty for $199 with a contract.
Hey, it's our Gadget superhero, Matt Myra!
Hey! How are you, everybody?
I'm going to answer for them. They're doing great.
Thank you.
HTC still makes phones, people, and after being the first 4G phone on AT&T, they're going to give LTE a go.
Yes.
This is the HTC Vivid. Comes preloaded with all your Vivid favorites.
Yeah, it does. This is it's all the Vivid favorites. You know, I got it.
Yeah. So did my dad, unfortunately. That was it.
It's 5 inches tall, a little over 2.5 inches wide. It's a little thick. The design is interesting. They have that gloss border on it, you see there. And when I first saw it, I thought there was a case on the phone, which there isn't. It does feel heavy, and as a result, I guess it feels very solid. The back has this little speaker grill, which is one of the better speakers I've heard as far as speakerphone is concerned.
Oh, really? Nice and loud?
Yeah, it's nice and loud. The back plate here is just a piece of aluminum. And underneath that, you'll find the battery and then the micro SD slot.
Okay.
Which, again, you have to take the battery out to get to that slot. But the phone's unique shape made for a somewhat uncomfortable feel in the hands.
I didn't like the sort of tapered edge.
Yeah.
I always felt like my fingers were slipping off because of the way it was.
Yeah, it's an odd choice, and it's also very fingerprinty.
Yeah, that and like you thought it had a case on it, which again it doesn't.
Yeah.
I saw it was like, oh, Matt put an extended battery on this thing.
I didn't.
Nope, it's just the design.
It's just awkwardly shaped, America.
So there you have it. We've beat that horse. Now there's a 4.5-inch QHD display. The resolution again is 960 by 540, which is pretty good by today's standards. But it's called the Vivid.
Right.
So is it?
It actually is. That's
Yeah?
the first thing I noticed about the phone was actually how sharp the image looked. The Droid 4 we looked at a couple of weeks ago. You can see it right there next to it. Very similar resolution, but the Vivid I found noticeably better as far as colors are concerned. The colors popped, media looked sharp. There's a little bit of a problem with this HTC's Vivid's display outside in direct sunlight. It was a little washed out. But
Okay. So don't
again,
check your email during a solar flare.
Yeah. Oh, you need the Motorola Admiral, which is solar radiation proof. We all learned that.
Yes, exactly. The camera on this thing, 8 megapixels, 1080p, sounds pretty standard, but it's more than megapixels.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot to do with software, and this camera is actually pretty great. Shutter speeds are excellent, thanks in no small part to Ice Cream Sandwich. Performance was good in all light conditions.
It's really nice.
Look at those colors popping.
Yeah.
Noise performance was actually excellent, even in low light. Video quality.
Did you arrange the turtles like that?
Yeah, I tell them to go that
Let's
way.
Just stop messing with their natural habitat.
What I haven't told you all at home is that I control turtles. It's the worst superpower.
I said you were a superhero. It's a step below Aquaman.
Yeah, but the video there, let me say, the video,
That's
as far
gorgeous
as
video.
adjusting to light, this thing was great at it. You don't see it trying to find its focus like you do with a lot of camera phones. It wasn't adjusting for the shutter either,
Sure.
and it was actually a really smooth video.
So you mentioned Ice Cream Sandwich.
Yeah.
It just rolled out as an update to the Vivid.
Yeah.
Did you notice it improving the day-to-day usage?
Yeah, actually, this came running gingerbread, and it's upgradable to Ice Cream Sandwich right now, and we did it after a couple of days of trying. You have to do it over the air.
Okay.
And it was a little bit of a problem, but we finally got it. And once it was there, the bump was very noticeable as far as navigating through websites, apps were a breeze. AT&T's LTE network was actually pretty reliable throughout testing. Yeah.
Comparable in speeds to what Verizon's offering on
It's
the LTE front?
a little bit less than Verizon. At least that's what I was getting.
Sure.
I guess it depends on your area.
It'll vary on the area and how
Yeah.
many people are using it, of course.
But I will say the call quality wasn't as good as I expected. The call sounded a little muffled from the receiver. So if you're going to use your phone to make phone calls,
yeah, you might want to keep that in mind.
we put it up against the Galaxy Nexus as far as they're both running Ice Cream Sandwich, and we found that the Vivid actually was popping those apps open a little bit quicker than the Nexus.
Okay.
And the Nexus is actually my favorite Android phone. So maybe.
Even stacked up against the Vivid now, or are you?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay, well, here's the thing. HTC Vivid, it can be yours from AT&T with 4G LTE speeds, which I kind of want to point out, like the coverage is a little limited. If you're in LA, that's good.
It's very limited
Check
right
the
now.
coverage map for AT&T's
Yeah,
coverage.
before you drop money on this thing.
$199 and $199 with a contract. What is the verdict, Matt Myra?
Guess what? 4 out of 5, everybody. Right? 4 out of 5. The phone itself is very capable. The Ice Cream Sandwich update was great. It performed fantastically after that. The camera is one of the better ones I've seen on a smartphone, but the uncomfortable form factor and the call quality held this thing back from being a 5 out of 5.
All right, straightforward. Thank you,
Yeah.
Matt Myra. Appreciate it.
point.
As always, Matt Myra, everybody! That's it for today's Gadget Prawn. If you have a gadget you'd like to see us rate, email us at gadgetprawn@g4tv.com. Why are there turtles all over the studio?
Oh my God,
Send
my
them
mind
out of
controls.
here!
Hang on. Ugh. No,
Oh, one just exploded.
I was using AT&T.
That's messy. Now over to C. Bales.
Still ahead, the continuation of Comic-Con week. Stan Lee and Morgan Spurlock are gonna be here, y'all.
All the news you need to know.
Feed.
Hey, I am Sarah Underwood. It is Thursday, April 5th, and here are your top stories. Cupertino's force field has failed. Yeah, a virus has compromised over 500,000 Mac computers worldwide. The flashback Trojan malware package has reportedly infected 600,000 Macs already, about 274 of which are apparently in Apple's own backyard in Cupertino. The virus targets a Java vulnerability in the operating system, which Apple patched with a software update yesterday. If you're worried, Mashable has put together some simple scripts that will check under the hood of your computer to see if it's been infected. You know, either way, now would be a good time to take care of those software updates you've been putting off, okay? Now, BioWare is taking action against complaints that the conclusion of the Mass Effect trilogy just wasn't up to snuff. But they're not changing the ending. They're extending it. Yeah, the free extended cut DLC announced today will be released on all platforms this summer with additional cinematic sequences and epilogue scenes. The game's director said the DLC will provide, quote, more closure with even more context and clarity to the ending of the game in a way that will feel more personalized for each player. For more info, head to g4tv.com/ME3. Now, paleontologists in China just unearthed T-Rex fossils, which prove that some of the fearsome predators were covered in feathers. Yeah, I don't think that's what they looked like, but the newly discovered Tyrannosaurus relative, weighing in at 1.5 tons, is the largest feathered animal ever discovered. Scientists are debating over why such a large creature needed the fuzzy layer, with the consensus being that these dinos probably lived in much colder environments than their scaly relatives. Debate what you will, scientists. All I know is that Dr. Grant was right. They do move in herds. Yeah. And finally, introducing Star Wars condoms. Okay, they're not for real, but a graphic designer has dreamt up a Trojan Lucasfilm collaboration with a few concept images promoting safe nerd sex. The Star Wars-themed condoms feature lines from some franchise favorites. Some offer encouragement like, "May the Force be with you," or do not, there is no try. Although my personal favorite has to be, aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? If only Lucas spent more time making these things a reality and less time turning Han Solo into a Justin Bieber backup dancer. Is what I say to that. I'm Sarah Underwood. You've just been fed. Now over to you guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, terrible.
And now, some great news about our democracy.
Oh, we finally got the money out of politics, huh? That's great. That's really...
A different kind of great. Sarah Underwood won Esquire's sexiest woman alive for Thank you, all my fans. We asked you to vote, and you turned out in record freaking numbers. You guys are awesome.
Wait, I want to know
you.
who you had to defeat, crush, claw, destroy
Everyone.
to be the sexiest woman on the planet.
From Helen Mirren to Olivia Wilde to the future Queen of England.
Oh, my Lord. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you.
Sarah's sexiness and nice work to your voters out there.
Yeah, well played, voters.
Yay! We did it! See, we did. I also want to let everyone know that in honor of my victory, I did a bonus photo shoot for me in my place, and that's what it is. Look, that's me in my place. That's what I do there. It just hit the web today, so go check it out at Esquire.com. That's my bed. Oh, that looks
What
comfy.
exactly do you do
That's
there,
what I do
Sarah?
there. I just normally spin around the
kneel on
kitchen
my
and lean
bed
over the
in my
sink.
underwear. It's very accurate depiction.
You normally ride your couch like a mechanical bull?
Totally. Is that weird?
Just for kicks?
What's weird
No,
about
that's
that?
great. What was weird is that guys were pretending that they were paying attention to your kitchen earlier. They were like, "Oh, the tile, that's nice. Looks like you get a lot of
It is
natural
a
light
really
in there."
cute place, though.
Yeah, it's a
Thank
very
you.
adorable
Super cute.
place.
Thank you
yes.
very much.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you
We're all
guys.
very
Thank you
proud.
guys. I love you all. Thank you.
And hey, if you want to learn more about democracy, you could vote this November, but you won't, so whatever.
Yes, they will.
They won't.
We talked to American Reunion stars Jason Biggs yesterday, but what about the rest of the cast?
Good question. Don't worry, Jessica Chobot picked up our slack, so here it is.
Making pie tempting again, the gang from American Pie is all grown up and returning to their high school for some more adolescent hijinks in American Reunion.
I'm not gonna cheat on my wife. I'm a father now. be her daddy.
So what is it about this film, or these films in particular across the board, that make them so charming? Because technically, masturbation and poop is not that charming.
Well, I think it's the fact that we have characters that, we as a group have created these characters that people find relatable and connect to and invest in and sympathize with. And when you have that, you're able to go to these extremes, comedically, and you can get away with it.
Boy, these pages are all stuck together here.
You have a character that's constantly trying to get everybody to loosen up. So are you actually the misunderstood one?
In this movie, I have to say Stifler's kind of like Michael Landon in Highway to Heaven. Well, he's like an unintentional angel. I don't think he realizes it, but he does put these characters in situations where good things actually ultimately come out of it.
Touched by a Stifler.
You two are banging, and you two used to bang. This must be awkward for all of you.
Was Stifler's manipulation of your face kind of improv, or was that planned?
In the script, it was written that he just comes up, grabs the side of my beard, and says his line. And we did the rehearsal, we did the first take. So then we're like, dude, on the next one, put your fingers in my mouth. It'll be really funny. So he does it, and then it all made it in. John and Hayden loved it.
Is that what I think it is on your face? Oh, come on. Yeah.
Gotta ask it, I know I'm not the only one. Was that really your penis?
That was really my penis.
Really? Because I'll be honest, it's pretty big. High five to you.
Wow.
I was very impressed.
Thank you.
In fact, I wasn't even shocked when I saw it. I just said, whoa.
I don't need that kind of massage.
That's not what I was,
Jim.
Why do you even know
what?
about
It's
that?
dangerous.
Do you have any inspiring words for possible MILFs out there that are coming up through the ranks?
Try to get cast in American Pie. It is the gift that keeps on giving. Thank God for Stifler's mom, because it is one of the only characters I can think of where it's an older woman who gets to sleep with young guys and actually has a decent part in a franchise.
Who might you be?
I'm Stifler's mom.
Oh, I'm Jim's dad.
It's everything you've come to love from the franchise you grew up with. American Reunion. I hope these guys never act their age.
Just started, but that doesn't mean it's too early to start thinking about summer or summer movies.
Not around here, no. Attack of the Show is unleashing a full week dedicated to the biggest summer movie lineup in years.
We'll go in depth with the Avengers, Prometheus, The Amazing Spider-Man, The Dark Knight Rises, and more.
So good. Attack of the Show Summer Movies starts April 23rd. You guys can head on over to g4tv.com/summer movies for more info.
But now, get out of here.
Okay.
Other way. Cell phones. They're great for your hands, but what about your wrist? Spice them up a bit with the iWatch. Ranging in price from just under $500 to about $17,000, this watch does way more than tell the time. Connect the watch to your phone's internet via Bluetooth and magically have an extension of your cell and all that it can do conveniently on your wrist. A pocket watch version for hipsters is still in development. Now, as we all know, cell phones totally suck as alarm clocks because they are too easy to throw across the room and too expensive to replace afterwards. You need a challenge to wake up in the morning, and that challenge can be found in the Talkie alarm clock. With up to 6 colors to choose from and 100 megabytes of memory for storing either MP3s or voice recordings, your mornings will never be the same. When the alarm goes off, Talkie will leap from your nightstand and roll around the room, causing you to have to crawl out of bed to chase it down. Sounds like my living hell. Buy Talkie now for only $69 and never oversleep again. And finally, perhaps tiny or wandering clocks aren't your thing. You want something big that you can show off to all your friends, right? Yeah, something epic! May we present the 7-foot-tall grandfather clock kit. With over 9,000 interconnecting plastic pieces, including a swinging pendulum and a speaker to play chimes, this clock is a massive column of amazing. Requiring a solid 24 hours of dedicated effort to complete, playing with Legos has never been so productive. Order yours from hamburger.com for the now discounted price of $600. Stay tuned, Morgan Spurlock and Stan Lee drop by to give us the dirt on Comic-Con episode 4.
The feed is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote. Look, as my next guests know, Comic-Con is a lot more than a place for the sweaty and obsessed to mingle. Like, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Nice after party as well. Did you wake up next to any stormtroopers or?
All I did was think about it and dream about it, and that documentary, how great it was, and why wasn't I seen in more scenes?
Right, yeah.
I only had 1 or 2 cameos. We'll talk about it later.
You know what? That's a great question, Stan. Why wasn't he in it more?
Yeah.
Morgan? What happened with that? I mean, you must know a guy
Listen,
who knows a guy with an edit bay.
You know, you got to save something for the sequel.
Good tease, good tease.
Yeah.
Well, you think, I mean...
I'll be part 5, right?
That's right.
The DVD extra of the director's cut of part 5,
That's
yes.
right.
Who do I'm very angry with one of you, and I don't know who it is yet, for blowing up a convention that is already sold out almost a year in advance.
Yeah.
It's really nice of you to invite more masses to an event that nobody can get into. So whose idea was this thing?
Oh, this was Stan's idea.
We were talking one day, which we are prone to do. And what was it you said? You do your part.
I said I met Stan in 2009. I was doing the
On
Simpsons.
Chat Roulette? Or?
On Chat Roulette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally said, okay, Morgan, I'll give you an autograph.
Stop following me.
No, and I basically went over to to tell Mr. Lee how much he changed my life as a kid. Reading his comics, made me want to tell my own stories. And
Sure.
and he said, oh, that's so nice. He goes, we should make a movie. We should make a documentary. We should make a documentary about Comic-Con. And I was like, yes, we should, Mr. Lee.
But I didn't intend for him to get all the credit.
Right, exactly.
He's the guy sitting next to you.
Yeah. Having heard this, you need to renegotiate the DVD sales of this thing.
will.
It sounds like you're owed a percentage.
That's right.
It sounds like BS 12-year-old fan fiction about going to Comic-Con where you're like, well, I ran into Stan Lee and told him I loved him. He said we should make a movie.
And then the next day I had breakfast with Joss Whedon.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Because I turned around from meeting Stan, and one of my agents from CAA was behind me, Peter Michelli. He goes, so how was it meeting Stan? And I was like, it was amazing. I said, we want to make a movie about Comic-Con. He's like, you should meet my other client who's coming to town tomorrow. Cut to tomorrow, I was having breakfast with Joss Whedon, his other client.
Right.
And I talked about it. I said, we'd like to make a movie about Comic-Con. Here's the idea. And Joss is like, I'm in. And so literally in 2 days, we had Stan and Joss on board to help us make this movie.
And they're like, Josh, I got to wrap up this breakfast. I got to play squash with Iron Man and hang out with the president at 5:30.
Right.
Insane. So let's talk about Comic-Con, because one of the big focuses in the movie, at least with one of the characters, the collector in general, or the guy who's trying to sell his collection, is that Comic-Con is no longer about comics. This is terrible. This is tragic. What are your thoughts on that, Stan?
It's still about comics. The only thing is, it's about everything that has to do with pop art.
Right.
It's about movies, television, DVDs, games, everything. But the comics are still a big part of it, of course. Comics are part of pop art.
Well, sure. I was going to say comics have spilled over into all of those things.
Yes, and they're making this transition into the digital environment. Like, comics are dying because books in general are dying.
Sure.
Like, you're not buying paper books, you're not buying paper comics, but I buy more graphic novels now to my iPad through Comixology than I do paper anything.
Yeah. Is that a negative thing for the industry? Like that trend of going digital?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if you read a story on parchment, on paper, digitally, on
etched
a screen,
into stone.
As long as you're reading stories,
sure.
And as long as people can write the stories and artists can draw them and actors can act them, and we'll always have that.
Sure.
How you view it, that's just your own choice.
Right. Yeah. It does sort of get in the way of the collector, though, when it goes from, I have the single first edition of this very rare thing, versus, I got a thumb drive with a PDF on it. I downloaded it when it first came out.
That's right.
Is that $100,000?
Yeah.
No, not really, right? It kind of ruins that.
It just makes those early editions a lot more valuable.
Right.
That's right.
Now, that is true. That is very true. Now, your crews followed people around like mad, like Secret Service mad, for several days at the convention, and I've seen the movie, and I know some of the people that were followed. They had to make the final cut, which tells me there's going to be a DVD, there's going to be a special edition, there's going to be some crazy stuff released down the road.
Yeah, I mean, we shot 650 hours over the course of Comic-Con. You know, we had anywhere between 15 and 30 cameras that were all shooting at once. I mean, it was a massive undertaking to kind of try and just cover Comic-Con. So no, there'll be a DVD with DVD bonus features, with a Blu-ray with even more DVD bonus features, and the
Stanley edition, which is just 640 hours of Stanley.
One lousy bit in the thing. We'll get it later.
But like when you see like,
but at least you're not bitter about it, Stan.
That's right.
I love that. At least you're totally okay with it.
Kevin Smith always gets more footage than I do.
Why would you do that, Morgan? How dare you?
Because I want to see a Kevin Smith Stan Lee fight.
I do want to see that as well. Whifflebat Fight Club on this set.
That's right.
You're doing something interesting as well with the theater distribution of the movie. You're trying to get people to almost like a Kickstarter for movies, right? Like crowdsource it and say, here's where we want it. Let's go. Let's get this to our town.
That's right. Rather than just like book a bunch of theaters across the country, what we want to do is like give fans the chance to say, I want this to come to my town. Get all of like the local support they can, and once we trigger a number of tickets, it'll just automatically screen there. The website the company we're working with is called tugg.com, T-U-G-G. And so if they go there, you can request a screening in your own hometown. You can request a screening in your hometown, all courtesy of tugg.com.
Oh, very cool.
It's cool.
And I'm trying to get the comic book rights.
That's right. The comic book rights to the documentary about the comics.
I was going to say, you're doing a Comic-Con comic book or a documentary comic book?
Documentary comic book. We have everything. We take care of everything.
You just want to, you're now owned by Stan Lee. I hope that's okay. He owns the rights to you. What is next for you, Stan? Do you have some new comics in the works?
We have this company, POW Entertainment, which is part of an executive producer.
That's right.
So you better be nice to your executive producer. That's right. And we have a comic book now called The Mighty Seven, which is it's the only reality comic book, the first one, because I'm in it, and there are other living people who are in the story. We also have a book called Romeo and Juliet, The War, which is one of the most beautiful graphic novels you've ever seen. And we're working on a lot of other stuff, but I'll wait till it's my own interview when he's sitting on this side. Then I'll tell you all the other stuff.
Morgan, you can go in. It's really nice to meet everybody. I'm kidding. Sit down. It is such a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you guys both for coming on. Thank you.
I haven't finished.
That's it. Go ahead. Well, they always say that when I'm done. So thank you, sir. Thank you for exposing Comic-Con to people that really need to know what's going on there. We appreciate it. Morgan, Stan.
Hey, good
pleasure. Thank you so much. Comic-Con episode 4, A Fan's Hope, is in theaters, iTunes, video on demand. Go watch it. But now, over to Candace.
Maybe you'll never get to drive a monster truck, but we have got an app that is the next best thing. We'll find out more after this.
On the next Attack of the Show.
From The Hunger Games, Josh Hutcherson stays after class and brings us his new horror flick, Detention. And legendary funny man Chris Elliott stops by with Season 2 of Eagleheart. Then Matt Myra reviews the new Nokia Lumia 900 phone on Gadget Prawn. Plus, on DVD Tuesday, we check out the apocalyptic movie The Darkest Hour and Twilight spoof Breaking Wind. And we take a look at the hottest new concept cars making headlines at the 2012 New York Auto Show.
Coming up next week on AOTS. Hey, are you, I don't know, a little down in the dumps?
Come on, get happy! Get ready to strap on a helmet and buckle up as we get ready to step into the driver's seat with these high-octane gaming apps. There's no better way to get your heart pumping than a good old-fashioned dogfight, which means your heart's sure to burst right out of your chest with the new Sky Gambler's Air Supremacy. Making an appearance during the new iPad launch, Sky Gamblers has you playing as a fighter pilot on an action-packed mission to wrest control of the skies. Fly your aircraft by using the accelerometer or fixed button controls while engaging foes with your arsenal of machine guns, rockets, and heat-seeking missiles. Throughout the campaign, you'll unlock up to 40 different types of fighter planes, from modern jets to classic WW-2 aircraft, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Test your true skills against others via local and online multiplayer matches, made up of free-for-all, team deathmatch, and capture the flag games. Throw on some Kenny logins and enter the danger zone with Sky Gambler's Air Supremacy for $5 on your iDevice. But for those of you that prefer the less airborne, but rather the high intensity of a roller coaster ride, Mad Coaster is what you are looking for. In Mad Coaster, you take the reins of a coaster that has literally come off the tracks in an attempt to travel as far as possible and rack up a high score before careening to your imminent death. The only control you have over the coaster is to make it jump and drop between tracks while desperately collecting coins and smashing into animals along the way. Before each new round, the game gives you specific objectives to accomplish, such as crashing into gorillas or making perfect jumps that earn you bonus points if completed. To help you reach your goals, power-ups are sprinkled across the track, from coin magnets and super speed boosts to gravity-defying jetpacks. If high speeds and chaos are your thing, then hit the track with Mad Coaster for only 99 cents in the iTunes App Store. And finally, we have all wanted to drive a badass monster truck at one point or another. Well, now we finally can with Moto Heroes. Well, sort of. In a race against the clock, your goal is to get your tiny monster truck across the finish line as quickly as possible in order to earn achievements and unlock stars. The buttons at the bottom of the screen send you cruising along the course, while the lean controls allow you to fine-tune your landings for faster runs. The stars and coins you earn by completing trials are used to unlock additional maps and for upgrading your vehicles with extra speed and acceleration. For bonus coins, there's even a hidden treasure chest in each level. If you'd like to really throw down the gauntlet, then set up a multiplayer Friends League allowing you to see each other's ghosts and who has left the others in the dust. With over 100 tracks and 14 different vehicles to get you going, you can pick up Moto Heroes starting at 99 cents in the iTunes App Store. Whether it's by air or by land, strap in and go for a ride with these adrenaline-pumping gaming apps.
And that does it for today. Many, many thanks to Dr. Morgan Spurlock, Stan the Man, Jessica Chobot, and
Matt Meyer.